We meet again. I am Transcendent Harmony, and welcome back to my series where I draw Fakemon based on high fantasy. Today we are not actually drawing any Pokemon. We are drawing the 2-player trainer options and the professor of the region. We're going to kick it off with the male option first. This post sketch I'm starting here isn't actually the one that I'm going to be running with till the end. About halfway through my sketching process, I decided I just didn't want it, and I cleared it. But I kept it in because I feel like it's important to show this part of the process of drawing. A lot of people kind of get scared of restarting with their art. It's kind of like you made all of this progress and you're just throwing it away. But sometimes it's just not going to turn out that good, and you need to throw away what's bad in order to make the final product way better for it. Now that we're actually well into the second sketch, I figured I'd talk about my concepts a bit. I kind of wanted to design the trainers to have a bit of nobility to them. In this case, I'm going for a very Spanish-looking knight. And then, of course, as soon as I say Spanish-looking knight, I give him a Zweihander, which is a German weapon, but we don't care about inconsistencies here. At this point, you may notice another little note I have written off to the side, and it's that use references, don't waste your time. Pull up something you can look at to make sure the pose is right. Don't do what I do. After the pose is all sorted, it's all about the details. Cleaning up the armor, making sure his face looks right, finally figuring out what I want to do with certain aspects, stuff like that. The detailing part takes a while, and there's not really that much to say about it, but shortly after that we go right onto the color. I went for a pretty regal color scheme with some whites and some reds and a bit of black. This part of the time-lapse goes by pretty quickly, so now we're on to the shading. Normally I shade with blue, but this time I felt like shading with red because I felt like it fit the color scheme better. And now we're on to the female trainer option, which this one, thankfully, went way smoother. Because I had a reference this time. See, I learned from my own mistakes. With this other option, I still wanted to keep that nobility look, but I kind of felt like leaning more of a ranger direction. Unfortunately, at this point, there's not a whole lot to say about my process that hasn't already been said. At this point, really the only thing to say is that all of my outfits here are inspired by medieval fashion. When I eventually get to color, it's basically the same color scheme. I wanted to make sure that they are two halves of the same coin. And the final drawing today is going to be of the professor, which I decided to base off of more of a witch design rather than a noble. I figured that considering the high fantasy theming, fantasy being based on research and biology would fit the best. Once again, not too much to say. I'm not really great at this whole narration thing quite yet, don't mind me. With all that said and done, that's just about everything I have for today. If you enjoyed, I would love if you stuck around for more arts and musics. And if you want to join a good art community, my Discord is in the description. Safe journeys, and may our paths cross again.